As reigning double world chess champion, Anna had sacrificed everything for the game she loved. Now, the richest tournament in history beckoned from Saudi Arabia, but with strict conditions. Female players must wear full body coverings and never leave without male escorts. What happens next will change women's chess forever. In a small apartment in Lviv, Ukraine, a woman sat alone at her desk, staring at her computer screen. The light from the monitor illuminated her face as she read the email again and again. As the reigning world champion in both rapid and blitz chess categories, Anna Muzychuk had received countless tournament invitations before. But this one was different. This one would force her to make the hardest decision of her career. The journey that led to this moment began in Stry, a small city near Lviv, Ukraine. At just 2 years old, Anna watched in fascination as her parents moved pieces across a giant chessboard in the park. Her father, Ole, taught her the basic moves right there on that human-sized board. For her parents, both professional chess coaches at the Lviv State Institute of Physical Culture, chess wasn't just a game, it was a language of possibility, a way to teach their daughters that on the chessboard, everyone was equal. By age 5, Anna was already competing. She took second place in both her school tournament and the Under-10 regional championship in Lviv. A year later, she achieved something extraordinary, winning the European Youth Chess Championship in the Under-8 category. This was just the beginning of a remarkable streak that would see her claim the European Youth title 6 times across different age groups. Chess became the center of Anna's world. While her sister Maria, 2 years younger, shared her passion for the game, their personalities couldn't have been more different. Anna was the calm one, preferring quiet moments of study and preparation. She would spend hours analyzing positions, often practicing 12 hours a day. By age 10, she could defeat both her parents. The chess world took notice of this prodigy from Ukraine. Tournament after tournament, she proved herself exceptional. But success came with its own challenges. At age 14, frustrated by conflicts with the Ukrainian Chess Federation and their refusal to put her on the national team despite her winning the Ukrainian Women's Championship, Anna made a difficult choice. She accepted an offer to represent Slovenia, though she continued to live in Ukraine. Years of sacrifice and dedication finally paid off. Anna achieved what few women in chess history had ever managed. She became a grandmaster, only the 4th woman ever to achieve a rating over 2,600. She won both the World Rapid and World Blitz Championships in 2016, joining the elite company of Susan Polgar and Magnus Carlsen as the only players to accomplish this feat in the same year. Now, in December 2017, an email threatened to shake everything she had built. The Saudi Arabian Chess Federation was hosting a tournament with unprecedented prize money. In just 5 days of competition, players could earn more than they would normally make in years. For professional chess players, who often struggled to make ends meet, it was a dream come true. But as Anna scrolled through the email, her excitement turned to dread. The tournament had special requirements for female participants. Women would be required to wear an abaya, a long black robe that would cover their entire body. They would need male escorts to leave their hotel rooms. In Saudi Arabia, these were not mere suggestions. They were non-negotiable rules. The timing couldn't have been worse. Professional chess players, even world champions, didn't earn the kind of money that athletes in other sports did. The Saudi tournament's prize pool was 5 times larger than any previous championship. It could provide security for years to come. But there was something else weighing on Anna's mind. Earlier that year, she had competed in Iran, where she was required to wear a headscarf during matches. She had told herself it was just fabric, just a small compromise. Yet every time she caught her reflection in the mirror, she felt a deep sense of unease. The memory of that tournament still haunted her. The chess world was watching. Some female players had already agreed to participate, accepting the conditions as an unfortunate reality of international competition. Others remained silent, unwilling to risk their careers by taking a stand. The pressure to conform was immense. Anna found herself at a crossroads. The rational choice seemed clear. Go to Saudi Arabia, follow the rules, win the money, keep the titles. After all, what could one player's protest achieve? The rules wouldn't change. The tournament would proceed. Other women would take her place. Yet every time she imagined putting on that abaya, every time she pictured herself waiting for permission just to step outside, something inside her rebelled. She thought about that little girl in the park, moving pieces on the giant chessboard, believing she could compete as an equal. What would that girl think of her now? The decision tormented her. Each potential move, like in chess itself, carried consequences. If she refused to participate, she would forfeit her 2 world champion titles. Years of work would vanish in an instant. The chess world might label her difficult, uncooperative. Future opportunities could disappear. But if she went, if she submitted to these rules, would she be betraying something fundamental about herself? Would she be sending a message to young girls everywhere that their dignity was negotiable, that their principles had a price? She thought about her sister Maria, the 2015 Women's World Champion in classical chess, and how they had always supported each other despite their different personalities. They had grown up believing in the power of chess to transcend barriers. Finally, with trembling fingers, she began to type her response. The words came slowly at first, then with increasing certainty. In a few days, I will lose 2 world champion titles, one by one. Just because I decided not to go to Saudi Arabia, not to play by someone's rules, not to wear abaya, not to be accompanied getting outside, and altogether not to feel myself a secondary creature. Her Facebook post sharing this decision was shared over 74,000 times. Messages flooded in from women and girls around the world, sharing their own stories of choosing between principles and pragmatism. Yet the general response from the chess world was mostly indifference, a fact that stung more than criticism. The tournament proceeded without her. Anna watched online as other players competed, as her titles passed to new champions. The coverage barely mentioned her absence. To the world, it seemed like just another chess tournament. Yet something unexpected happened in the aftermath. Her stand became a symbol of resistance against discrimination. The following year, when Saudi Arabia was scheduled to host the tournament again, international pressure forced a change of venue to Russia. It was a small victory, but a significant one. Looking back at her computer screen that December evening, Anna couldn't have known the full impact of her decision. She only knew that she had to be true to herself, to that little girl who first fell in love with chess because it promised equality. She had learned the game in a park on a giant chessboard where everyone could play freely, and she wasn't about to forget that lesson now. Her stand had lasting effects on the chess world. When she returned to competition in 2018, after the tournament was moved from Saudi Arabia to Russia, she was welcomed back with newfound respect. She continued to excel, earning silver medals in international competitions and maintaining her position as one of the world's top female players. More importantly, her actions had shown that principles could triumph over prizes, that some victories weren't measured in titles or trophies. She may have lost her crowns, but she had kept something far more precious: her dignity, her voice, and her power to inspire others to stand up for what they believe in. In the complex game of life, that felt like a winning move. And you, what would you sacrifice to stay true to your principles?